Hare Krishna. Welcome to our Gita study session. So I'll start with the prayers. Om Agnanatimirandasya Gnanajananshalakaya Chakshurunmitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Radhanath Swamiti Namane. Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamiti Namane. Namaste Saraswate Devam Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashat Deshtarni. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Dvaita Gadadhara Shivashad Gaur Bhaktaranda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So far we have completed 5 chapters of Bhagavad Gita and we are in the 6th chapter, almost in the mid. So for the new participants and also to the participants who have missed, so I'm going to give the overview of Bhagavad Gita, high-level overview of Bhagavad Gita, and also the overview of chapter 6, and we'll continue our verses from 27 onwards today. So what is Bhagavad Gita? What is in Bhagavad Gita? What is the message of Krishna in Bhagavad Gita? So Bhagavad Gita is the essence of all Vedic literatures. There are so many Vedic literatures. The primary Vedas and 108 plus Upanishads and so many literatures. And Krishna has extracted the essence of those Vedic literatures and given to us in the form of Bhagavad Gita in a simple and easy format. Bhagavad Gita is itself sufficient enough for one to learn all the scriptures and for one to attain liberation, moksha. So that's why Bhagavad Gita is called Moksha Shastra. That is a literature which helps one to attain liberation. So when Arjuna on the battlefield, looking at his relatives on the other side of the battlefield, he was totally grief-stricken. He got totally dejected. He expressed his disinterest, reluctancy, and he doesn't want to fight. He gave his various reasons why he doesn't want to fight. He wants to run away from the battlefield. He thought his own work will create a sin. Then Krishna said, No, Arjuna. Don't think your work to be a cheap activity. Don't think your work to be a cheap activity. Your work, whatever the work you do, daily work, it is not just for Arjuna, it is for us too. This message is not just for Arjuna, it is for us too. Any work we do, Krishna is saying, whatever the work you do, that work, when done with proper mindset, that will help you to attain liberation. Most of the time we think our work to be a burden. We hate the people who is giving us work. While working also, our mindset is totally disturbed. We hate the work itself, and mostly we hate ourselves and hate everybody. We carry so many unnecessary negativity and negative emotions while working. But the same work, any work, when done with proper mindset, with proper consciousness, one can happily and joyfully work. That is what Krishna is saying. And that work will help to attain liberation. So how one should work? One should work with three things in mind. You can take the screenshot. This is the essence of Enter Bhagavad Gita. Okay. So yeah. So the first thing is Krishna is saying in the first 6 chapters, Krishna taught Karma Yoga. One has to work with this mindset. So that is the first thing here is one has to work as a selfless service to the Lord, devoid of any false ego. Without any false ego, one has to do as a selfless service to the Lord without expecting a result in our favor, and be neutral to success or failure. Offer the result to the Lord. Consider that as a Lord's plan. By such working, one can happily work. One can happily work. You can apply this every day. We can apply this every day. When our mind goes into too many negative emotions, in the mind puts us into this whirlpool of unnecessary negativity while working. When we apply this principle of Karma Yoga, we can happily work. So Krishna is saying, when you work like a Karma Yogi with proper mindset, you can attain purification of the mind. All your dirt will go away. All your negativity will go away. All your negativity will go away. All your impurities out of your false ego will go away. You can happily work every day. You will come out of this I and my zone. Ahankara, mamakara. You'll come out of this I and my zone, and you can attain peacefulness or happiness while working. Okay, that is the step 1, Karma Yoga. By such working, one can remove his karmic reactions and he can happily work. And also, Krishna also said, by such working, you can attain liberation. How? That is, once on the path of Karma Yoga with purification of mind, we have 2 options. We can go the path of Ashtanga Yoga and later to Bhakti Yoga. It's a 2-step process that may take many lifetimes, or one can take the path of Bhakti Yoga, devotion. So Ashtanga Yoga, Krishna taught in the 6th chapter that we'll see today. And the Bhakti Yoga, Krishna taught in the second half of Bhagavad Gita. So the path of Bhakti Yoga is one has to fix his mind unto the Supreme Lord. One has to fix his mind unto the Supreme Lord. Lord is very much pleased, and Lord will clean away all the dirt we have accumulated since many lifetimes. And one can attain the Supreme Lord, the Supreme Abode Moksha, with the process of Bhakti Yoga. And later 6 chapters from 12 to 18, Krishna goes in detail on various subject matters like soul, Prakriti, Kala, time, and various things in detail. After hearing everything, Arjuna is ready to take up the path of Bhakti Yoga and is quite worried about his past life sins he has committed. And he's also quite worried he may not attain perfection in the Bhakti Yoga. Then Krishna spoke this beautiful verse, that is Charma Sloka, that is Sarva Dharman Parityajya Mamekam Sharanam Vraja Ahantam Sarva Papebhyo Mokshayishyami Ma Shuchaha. Krishna gave the assurance, you just surrender unto me. You just surrender unto me. You fix your mind unto me. You just surrender unto me. I am the one. I am the one who will give you moksha. Not by, you may not attain by your own strength, by your own effort, but when you surrender unto me, I'll take care of you. It's my responsibility to help you to attain liberation. Krishna gave the assurance in the final verse of Bhagavad Gita. So the whole purpose of learning Bhagavad Gita is not just time management, stress management, mind management, we will learn. We will learn. We'll get it. But most importantly, the purpose of Bhagavad Gita or the purpose of human life is to attain liberation, moksha, the state where we don't have to come back and take birth again and again and again, building our karmic reactions. So this very lifetime can be last lifetime when we um, take the message of Bhagavad Gita. Okay, so with that, I'll move on to the 6th chapter. I hope you got the essence of Bhagavad Gita. I would repeat this essence, like all the 16 chapters essence in every session, almost every session, and most of the existing participants would already know. So the whole idea is not to forget the essence of Bhagavad Gita. As we go through many things, Krishna talks about many things, the essence should not be forgotten. So that's why I give the essence every time. Okay, so the 6th chapter, this chapter is titled Dhyana Yoga or Ashtanga Yoga. When a person takes the path of Karma Yoga and purifying his inner mindset, and he's nicely, happily working without any false ego, joyfully working. Now to attain liberation, he has to take up the path. He can take up the path of Ashtanga Yoga or Bhakti Yoga. Ashtanga Yoga, Krishna taught in this chapter. So the process of Ashtanga Yoga is not so easy. It's a strenuous process. It may take lifetimes, many lifetimes. If a person want to have an adventure ride, he can do so by this Ashtanga Yoga practice. Most of the places we do meditation, all those things are okay, but none of them would help to attain liberation. When we learn this chapter, it is clear. Ashtanga Yoga will help. Whatever the yoga or meditation we do today, it would help to control the mind and senses, but that wouldn't help to attain liberation. But it is good. We can take up the practices of Ashtanga Yoga and apply in our daily life. Okay. Okay. The Karma Yogi, after attaining purification of mind, when he's ready to take up the path of Ashtanga Yoga, in that path, the biggest obstacle is mind. So Krishna says you have to have good control of your mind and senses because mind is a friend and mind is also an enemy. A controlled mind is a friend and an uncontrolled mind. An uncontrolled mind which is attached to many material things is an enemy, in yoga. After saying that, Krishna says you take up the path of Ashtanga Yoga. Ashtanga Yoga has various steps. It's a process. One has to sit in a firm position. You can see in this picture, a yogi has to sit like this and he has to have a flat ground. On that ground, he has to keep his body erect and also focus on his tip of the nose or tip of the eyebrows continuously and meditate on Atma. In the beginning stages, one has to live a regulated life. He must not eat too much. If a person eats too much while meditating, he will sleep. If a person eats too little while meditating, he will cry for food. And if a person, Krishna says all this, if a person sleeps too much, he will become sluggish, lazy, he cannot even sit. And if a person doesn't sleep at all, sleep less, that person also cannot become yogi because he cannot even focus because of not having sleep. So and so Krishna gives various things and says, you have to live a regulated life, regulated eating habits, regulated sleeping habits, regulated life, and fix your mind on Atma or Paramatma or soul or super soul, like inner meditation, Mind will wander. Wherever the mind goes, you bring it back. You bring it back again and again, again and again, again and again. And slowly you can elevate by such continuous practice after many life. Sorry, let me mute. Yeah. So after many years of practice, you can slowly elevate yourself. You can attain the state of a self-realized soul. You can see, you can visualize your own self, Atma, and you can also experience the super soul, Paramatma within you and everywhere. One can attain that stage. A human being can attain that stage of a self-realized soul. He can experience his Atma. He can experience his Atma. So that is something which cannot be uh, shown practically. That has to be experienced by self, by individual. So after hearing all this, Arjuna thought this is not going to work for him. And he says, I can control the wind, I cannot control the mind. The path you are teaching me, the yoga, is so difficult for me. I don't think this will help me to attain liberation. And Krishna says, you practice. You practice this Ashtanga Yoga. While practicing, also learn to learn the detachment from worldly things, material things. Then you can progress quicker. Then Arjuna asks question. So what about if I make 5% progress and die? What about if I make 80% progress and die? Krishna says, don't worry, you'll come back. You can come back and continue wherever you left off. Arjuna thought, this is not going to work for me. We are also in the same boat. Then that's where Krishna taught Bhakti Yoga. So Krishna says towards the end, you can take up the path of Bhakti Yoga, meditate on me. Take the path of or principles of Bhakti Yoga. So that is the from chapter 7 to 12. Okay. Okay. So we'll resume our verses from 27 onwards. So in this verse 27 and 28, Krishna talks about a person who has come to that stage, the highest stage. He can visualize, he can realize his Atma and he can realize Paramatma. These are the verses. When he is realizing his Atma, his soul or super soul, how Krishna is giving his experiences. Okay, let's read this. So 27 Brahma Bhuta platform, realizing Atma, the yogi whose mind is peaceful, Prashant Manasa, by being fixed on me, attains supreme bliss, Sukhamuttamam. He is devoid of passion, freedom from all sins or tamas, and realizes his qualitative identity with Brahman, pure goodness. So this is the highest stage. This is a final stage. Okay. So this yogi you can see in this picture. Okay. He's continuously meditating on himself, Atma and Paramatma, and it is final stage. He can experience this. He can experience his own Atma. And he can, that time he's like totally devoid of passion. He's in the ultimate bliss. Ultimate bliss. He's experiencing the ultimate bliss. And the second thing is Brahma Samparsha platform, that is realizing Paramatma. So Krishna is saying, after you realize Atma, you continue again. By such practice, all your sins will be gone. All your sins of many lifetimes will be gone. How? By the contact of Supreme Spirit, Brahma Samparshana. And you can attain ultimate bliss. You look like you are in this world, but you are not in this world. You are liberated. You are considered liberated, and you can immediately attain the spiritual world. You are ready to go to the spiritual world. Again, so this is the Ashtanga Yoga practice. It is quite difficult and strenuous, and it would take many, many lifetimes. Okay, so we can't imagine ourselves to be in this practicing this yoga, but this is also a path one can take as taught by Krishna if a person want to have a adventure ride in his life. Okay, so Krishna talked about the highest stage a yogi experiences ultimate bliss. Hmm? So I'm going to talk about the happiness in this world. There are different categories of happiness. Different categories of happiness. This is a beautiful verse which is from Bhagavatam, Srimad Bhagavatam. So that happiness, everybody will get happiness, right? Whatever a person does, he will get happiness. So this is called tamasic happiness. The happiness is called tamasic happiness. What is that called? So that happiness a person gets while doing illegal things, illicit things, like drinking alcohol, drugs, committing violence, hurting others. A terrorist also gets a happiness, a great joy. What kind of joy is that? He's experiencing a great joy, terrorist, after killing people. But what kind of happiness is that? A alcoholic experiences a great joy. What kind of happiness is that? So that's why Krishna is saying that kind of happiness is tamasic happiness. That happiness one get while doing sinful actions. Sinful actions, the happiness one gets is tamasic happiness. So there is other happiness, is called rajasic happiness. Most of us will fall into this category. We experience happiness by enjoying through senses, right? We eat nice, delicious food. The happiness we derive while eating, maza aa gaya, right? And we watch nice movie. I'm talking about good things, not bad things. If you watch bad things, that's a sin. I'm talking about good things, but enjoying through senses. There's nothing wrong in that. No problem doing that. But that kind of happiness is Rajasic happiness. And other happiness is Sattvic happiness. Sattvic happiness. This kind of happiness one gets when a person doing some activities out of selflessly, out of selfish desires, like a selfless activity. Example, helping others, helping poor people, in clothing, giving clothing to others, taking care of others. Or if we help others, we can see, like, when we are enjoying through senses, we ate nice pizza. We can compare this. We ate nice pizza, watch nice movie versus helping others. We can experience this when we help others, we'll get a great sense of happiness. We feel like, wow, if our help, if our seva makes a difference in the life of others, the happiness we get is a lot more than the happiness we get when we enjoy through senses. I hope you're following. That is sattvic happiness. And the last happiness is this nirguna happiness or transcendental happiness. That happiness which comes within, whether we do activity, it doesn't matter. That happiness we get when in connection with the Supreme Lord. Transcendental happiness. When we chant the holy name of the Lord, when we hear the pastimes of the Lord, the Bhakti Yoga practices, one experiences a nice bliss. It must be experienced. It cannot be told or it cannot be shown. It has to be personally experienced. The practitioners of Bhakti Yoga or the practitioners who meditate, they get a great sense of joy within themselves, right? That kind of happiness is transcendental happiness, nirguna happiness. These are the various categories of happiness. Okay, life lesson. Without devotion, there is no perfection in yoga. In case of Arjuna, what Krishna is teaching here is Ashtanga Yoga. Ashtanga Yoga is one has to meditate on his own self for many, many lifetimes, fixing his mind and senses onto the self, Atma or Paramatma. And he will go to the step 2, that is devotion, bhakti. Even if the practice of Ashtanga Yoga is so hard, even to attain perfection, devotion is needed. Bhakti is needed. Without devotion, Krishna is saying Brahma Samparsha. Without the contact of the Supreme energies, Supreme Lord's energy, the divine energy, without devotion, even such a yogi, Ashtanga yogi, cannot attain perfection. So the devotion is essential. For us, in this age of Kali Yuga, in this age of quarrel and hypocrisy, so much restlessness everywhere for everybody, Ashtanga yoga is difficult. So the path of devotion, bhakti, is so easy, one can take and practice. Okay, now it's a story time. So I'm going to talk about a person. His name is Jadabharata. And he is on that platform. He's a yogi. He attained the perfection. And how his vision was, how he's looking at the things, how he's living in this world. We can't compare ourselves, but this is just for our idea. Again, for us, this we are not saying we'll become like that, but we can practice bhakti. So that's a totally different thing. Okay, so let me talk about this story, Jadabharata. So this story is coming from the Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam is a nice literature with so many stories, so many stories. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna taught theory, all the theory. You do like this, you become like this. And one might have question, can you show me? Can you show me a person who had come to this stage? Krishna taught Bhakti Yoga. One may have this doubt, can you show me a person who had practiced Bhakti Yoga and attained perfection? Yes, that is Prahlada. So likewise, so the Prahlada, the pastime, everything is nicely narrated in the Srimad Bhagavatam. So Bhagavatam is considered a practical book. With so many people. It's all about the stories, many, many stories who had taken up the practice and attained perfection. We can learn many things from them. So that is Srimad Bhagavatam. So I'm going to talk about the story from Srimad Bhagavatam. So I think I told this many times, first half of the story, but I'm going to repeat high level. So there was a king. His name was Bharata. He was born to a king, but his name was Bharata. He lived for some time, 50 years, 60 years, nicely ruled the kingdom. And at once he thought, I'm done with this. I'm done with this material life. I want to attain liberation. Let me take the practice. So he went to forest. He went to forest and you can see this picture here. He was a king with all the royal opulences, but he renounced everything. He renounced everything and he took the practice of a yogi, only one cloth, right? And no shaving. So he took the practice of meditating And because of his past life impressions, he was able to quickly progress, and he was able to come to the stage like almost 90%. 90% completed at the stage of perfection. Is almost at the stage of perfection. So one day he was on his road, on his way. He want to take bath. He went to a lake, nearby lake. Okay, so while he's offering his obeisances, and he took the water, and he saw a deer running. A deer running. So the deer was being chased by a tiger. So deer was scared, and he was running, 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 and and deer accidentally delivered a small baby near the water, near the lake, and he left. Deer left. So after that, this Bharata looked at this deer out of compassion. Bharata held this deer and started giving shelter to this deer. He started feeding the deer and taking care of the deer, giving milk and all kinds of food stuff. And his main purpose of going to forest was meditation, but he got attached to this deer. He got so much attached to deer, he left all his practices and he started meditating only, always thinking about deer. Where is my deer now? What is my deer doing? What is my little baby doing now? It's totally deer consciousness, not God consciousness. One day the deer left home and deer was running and and did not came back. So Bharata was totally anxious, was totally worried, and he was looking for the deer. So while walking, accidentally he slipped from a cliff, from a mountain, and he fell on the floor. And at the time of death, he was thinking about deer. You can see in this picture, right? His mind was on the deer. It is because he was thinking about the deer, he got the deer body. Krishna also says in Bhagavad Gita, Yam yam vapi sharanam. So at the time of death, at the time of death, wherever your consciousness is, that body you'll get. Now Bharata got this deer body. So after attaining deer body, he lived around some forest. It is because of his previous life practices, he was able to remember his previous life. And he got the association of saintly people and left his body as a deer. After that, he attained the body of a human again. This is a third lifetime. He got the body of a human. This time, he made sure he will not mess up his life. He will not mess up this practice. And he adopted this practice of Jada. Jada means like a dumb person. Like a dumb person. So he was born in a Brahmana family, like a saintly people family. And his father used to teach all the many things, but he showed no interest. He was not at all interest. He always like a dumb guy. He doesn't even react to anything. If a person scolds, he'll take it. If a person beats also, he'll take it. He's like totally dumb person. He accepted the path of this thing, like doing nothing. Remained dumb person. So one day while he was walking on the road, I mean, his family also kicked him off. He's because he's good for nothing. His family also kicked him off. And while one day he was walking on the road, so one king, he's doing some fire sacrifice. He needs a goat. The king wants a goat. They want to cut the goat and offer to this Mother Kali. So while looking for the goat, they couldn't find any goat. So they found this this Jada Bharat, and they dragged him. They pulled this Jada Bharat, and they showed this to this king there, and that time he said like, okay, this person is also Jada. Is also very strong, and he can be cut into pieces, and he can be offered it to Supriya, the Mother Kali. So he was put on here, and one person you can see in this picture, he got a sharp knife, and he was about to chop off the head of this Jada Bharat. So that time Mother Kali herself came out, and she killed all these people, and Jada Bharat was released. And now Jada Bharat was nicely going, no problems now. He's totally oblivious of his existence. Hmm. So there's other king on the way. He was in the palanquin. He was going to a spiritual master. He wanted to go and listen a Bhagavad Gita lecture. So he was on his way, um, and they were in short of a person. Like they had three people, one person left, and they had only three people, and they are looking for one more person to carry this palanquin. So that time they saw this Jada Bharat, and they pulled Jada Bharat to carry this palanquin. And now Jada Bharat is carrying this palanquin. While Jada Bharat was walking, he was not walking straight. He was stepping here, stepping there. It's totally causing disturbance to the king who is sitting in the palanquin. And the king yelled at Jada Bharat, "What's going on with you? Who is that? What's happening here?" Everybody said, okay, it's because of this person, new person. And the king screamed at this Jada Bharat, sarcastically saying, "You seem to be well built, you seem to be strong, huh? And you don't even know how to carry this palanquin, you don't even know how to walk straight. Who are you? Where did you come from? Hmm? What? Why are you here?" He chastised and screamed at him, Jada Bharat, saying these things. So this is the response of Jada Bharat. The whole story I told just for this purpose, this reason, that is the response of Jada Bharat. He was not on the bodily platform, he was on the spiritual platform, and he gave this answer. The first question was like, he screamed at this king, screamingly shouted by saying this, "Who are you? Why are you here?" Right? Now Jada Bharat is saying, "I am Atma." I am soul. It is not my body. It is not my Atma carrying this palanquin. It is my body carrying this palanquin. I am Atma. I am different from this body. It is that body who is going here and there. Where did you come from? Then he said, I came from the womb of my mother. I came from the womb of my mother. Now here king was literally shocked. What is this answer? Where did who are you? He said Atma. Where did you come from? He said womb of my mother. And now the third answer. Hmm? Who brought you here? Why are you here? This was the question. And now Jadabat said, it is because of my karma. It is because of my karma. I am here. I am doing this work for you. It is because of your karma. You are sitting on the palanquin. We are all here in this world because of our karma. So Jadabharata, he was a self-realized soul, but he adopted this path like a dumb person, but he was well situated. After hearing these responses from Jadabharata, This king fell at the feet of Jadabharata and said, I wanted to go to a spiritual master to learn, but you are my spiritual master because you are at that stage. You teach me now. Okay. So I told that story just to tell this, that is a stage of a self-realized soul. They are on the different platform. Okay. We may not come to that platform, but we have a different platform. We have Bhakti Yoga and Sharanagati. We can attain the Supreme Lord. Okay, so maybe I'll ask someone to read it. So in this set of verses from 29 to 30, Krishna is talking about the person who had attained the self-realization. What is his vision? How he sees the things. Okay, go ahead.
Yes, Prabhu. Text 29. A true yogi observes me in all beings and also sees every being in me. Indeed, the self-realized person sees me, the same Supreme Lord, everywhere. Text 30. For one who sees me everywhere and sees everything in me, I am never lost, nor he is ever lost to me. Text 31. Such a yogi who engages in the worshipful service of the super soul, knowing that I, I and the super soul are one, remains always in me in all circumstances. Text 32. He is a perfect yogi, one who, by comparison to his own self, sees the true equality of all beings in both their happiness and their distress. O Arjuna.
Thank you, Arun Prabhu. So in this set of verses, Krishna is saying a person who had attained the highest stage of self-realization and super soul realization, how he looks at the things. He sees Supreme Lord everywhere. He sees Supreme Lord everywhere. He can experience a bliss within himself, and he can also experience the presence of Supreme Lord in everyone and everything. Okay, and Krishna is saying such a person will surely attain me. Okay, this is the Ashtanga Yogi process. Okay, one can attain Supreme Lord like this. Okay, so I'm going to tell you a quick story about Prahlada Maharaja, who had attained the similar vision, who was seeing the presence of Supreme Lord in everyone and everything by the practice of Bhakti Yoga. It's not Ashtanga Yoga practice, it's a Bhakti Yoga practice. Because Bhakti Yoga is easy to practice, anyone and anyone can take. We don't have to renounce the world. Being in this world, family, householder, anyone can practice. And the highest stage is one can experience the Supreme Lord. But in case of Prahlada, he was a blessed soul. He's a Mahabhagavata. To keep it short, so Prahlada, okay, this story is also coming from Srimad Bhagavatam. His father was a great demon who performed many benedictions, many austerities to attain immortality. And Lord Brahma himself comes and says, you cannot attain immortality. No one, even I am not immortal. How can I grant you immortality? Then Brahma tries to, or Hiranyakashipu try to find a way he can be immortal. I'm keeping it short. I'll tell the full detailed story later. And he wanted, after that benedictions, he got so many powers, so much strength, and he wanted to become God. He wanted to become God. He wanted his idols to be placed everywhere in all the temples. He wanted to be worshipped like that. He started demolishing all the deities and all the Vedic culture, all the deities and all the idols. And to that demon, one great son was born. It's all God's arrangement. His name is Prahlada. So from the childhood onwards, he was so much devoted to the Supreme Lord. He always used to meditate on the Supreme Lord. His mind is always on the Supreme Lord. Manmana bhava mad bhakto madhyajimam namaskaru. Krishna says, to always think about me, always meditate upon me. You will be in me. You will be in love with me. So the example here is Prahlada. He was always in connection. His mind is always on the Supreme Lord. So this demon wanted his son to worship him, and his son was against him. He doesn't want to worship him. He wants to worship the Lord Vishnu. And because of that, this Hiranyakashipu started tormenting, giving all kinds of troubles to his son. He was thrown out of the cliff. He was thrown out of the cliff, and his vision was experiencing the Lord everywhere. He was seeing the Lord everywhere, because Lord is present in everywhere. And he was attempted to be killed by various weapons and many demons. At that time also he was seeing the Supreme Lord everywhere. He was also attempted to be poisoned with a poison. He was attempted to be killed with a poison. Even in the poison, he was seeing the presence of Supreme Lord. In the poison, he was seeing the Supreme Lord. That was his vision. And he was put into fire. In the fire also, he was seeing the presence of Supreme Lord. Such a great devotee. So Lord was saving him from all this. What are the problems he's going through? It is Lord who was saving him. And Hiranyakashipu asked, "Hey Prahlada, I want to become immortal. I want to come to that stage of immortality. It looks like you already attained that immortality." And Prahlada very nicely says it's because of bhakti, devotion towards the Lord. You also take Sharanagati, you also surrender unto the Supreme Lord. Okay. So I told the two stories, one about a great yogi, Ashtanga yogi, like Jada Bharata, he practiced renouncing the world. He attained that stage where he was seeing the Supreme Lord everywhere, and also the Prahlada. Okay, maybe I'll ask someone to read. So in this verse, Krishna completed everything about Ashtanga Yoga, how one should practice. And here in this verse, Arjuna is saying, it is impractical and it is hard. Let's see.
Arjuna uvacha yoyam yogastvaya proktah samyena madhusudana etasyaham na pashyami chanchalatvat stitim stiram. Arjuna said, "O Madhusudana, the system of yoga which you have summarized appears impractical and unendurable to me, for the mind is restless and unsteady."
Yeah, here, thank you, Prabhu. So here, Arjuna is saying, it's hard for me, it's impractical. You are asking me to sit and meditate, and it's hard for me because my mind is unsteady and restless. We are also on the same boat. Okay. So Arjuna's inquiry, so this yoga, what Krishna has taught is Ashtanga Yoga. Why Arjuna is saying it's hard? Because this is a process, one has to, in Arjuna's mind also, this is what it was, right? For us also, this is how it is. That is, our lifespan is short. If we want to attain liberation through the process of Ashtanga Yoga, it takes many, many lifetimes, and our lifetime is short. So it's hard. The first step is also hard. The second step, one has to leave home, family life. And here Arjuna is saying, it's hard for me. I'm so much attached to my family members. And even if I go to forest also, I always think about my wife and children. That is also hard for me. And you are asking me to sit on the floor. I'm used to sit on the royal chairs. I ride on the chariot. How can I sit on this? And you're asking me to live a regulated life? That is also hard for me. I'm used to eat nice, delicious foods and have a luxury life. And you're asking me to give up all the desires? I'm used to fulfill my desires. You're asking me to give up material enjoyments? That's hard for me because of my mind. And you're asking me to control the senses and fix your mind onto self? That is also hard for me. And yeah, these are the various reasons we could put together the process of Ashtanga Yoga, how it is difficult. And Krishna also says, like, you have to fix and continuously meditate on your Atma for many, many hours. And Krishna also says, like, you need to treat everybody equally. You need to have equal vision. And here Arjuna is saying, it's impractical, Krishna. Thank you very much. It's hard for me because my mind, my mind is always restless, and it will always run behind things. I cannot control my mind and senses. It is hard for me. And Arjuna says one more verse, we'll see. I'll ask someone to read.
Chanchalam hi manah Krishna pramati balavadrudam tasyaham nigraham manye vayorivasu duskaram. The mind is restless, turbulent, obstinate, and very strong, O Krishna. And to subdue it, I think, is more difficult than controlling the wind.
When Krishna asked Arjuna to sit a place and meditate and fix his mind on the Atma, soul or super soul, and Arjuna is saying, it's hard for me. Mind is so difficult to control. And Arjuna is saying, I can control the wind. He's saying he can control the wind. He's powerful. Arjuna, he has very strong weapons. He got the weapons from various demigods. Those weapons can actually, in fact, control the wind. He has the weapons to make the rain, bring the rain from the clouds. He has this very valorous thing, very strong warrior. And such a warrior, now he's saying he cannot control the mind. And why? He's giving these reasons. Chanchalam, Pramati, Balavat, Dridam. Okay, we'll see this real quick. In 5 minutes, we'll complete. So here, nature of mind. Arjuna is saying the nature of mind. It is not his mind, it is our mind too. That is restless. Chanchalam. Chanchalam means restless. Imagine we bring a monkey in our home, and the monkey, if we pet a monkey, can we think about petting a monkey? Bringing monkey in our home and giving food. Monkey runs here and there. Monkey, you cannot make monkey to sit at one place. It's impossible unless it is really trained. But it is impossible to make monkey to sit at one place. That is, our mind is also like that. Our mind generates thousands of thoughts. It is said in scientifically also, it generates 70 to 80,000 thoughts a day. Always restless. Always restless. Looking at the thing, I want it. Looking at the thing, I'll do this one, I'll do that one, I'll do this one. Multitasking. Doing many, many things at a time. Because of excessive rajas. What is rajas? Is a mode of passion. We talked about later. I'll talk later. Because of excessive mode of passion, no, mind becomes restless. Mind becomes restless. That is the nature of the mind. Always running behind many, many things like a monkey. And next thing is Arjuna is saying pramati, like a pramada. Pramati comes from pramada, like it brings difficulties. Mind brings difficulties. We all know how mind brings difficulties. We look at something, if someone of our friend has nice things, we'll become envious. We started uh, generating all our negative emotions towards that person. We'll try to create problems to that person. It's always agitating and also self-destructing. It's difficult. It's like it is compared to a drunken monkey. If monkey is good, but the monkey is drunk and it is fed with some alcohol, it's totally gone. It's totally gone. Drunken monkey is really hard. The drunken monkey tries to create damage everywhere. So similarly, our mind is also like that. It creates so much damage if it is not properly controlled. How to control? Krishna talks about that later verses. We'll see. Yeah. So mind is restless, mind is agitating, and mind is very strong. There is always a tug of war happens in our mind and intelligence. Huh? Mind always says, you do this, you do this, you do this. This is good for you. Our intelligence says, no, 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 no. I want to listen to Bhagavad Gita. I want to practice devotional services. I want to take up the path of liberation. Our mind says, no, 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 don't worry. There is so many things going on in your life. Enjoy life. Life is so beautiful. I'm just giving example. There is always this conflict between mind and intelligence. This Balavat, it's saying it's very strong. If our determination is weak, if our determination is weak in learning Bhagavad Gita or in spirituality, we'll be carried away by this so-called strong mind. Strong mind. And mind is dridam, obstinate. How many times we say, don't do this, it says it does it. Hmm? It's like if a person has bad habits, how many times we tell, hey, stop doing that? That person continues to do that. Maybe he'll stop for 1 day, 2 day. After that, he continues. Because there is always a battle going on in the mind, very, very strong. The essence is the mind has to be really controlled. The mind has to be really controlled. Because mind is always pleasure seeking. Mind tries to show a nice movie where you can enjoy or experience enjoyment. Always pleasure seeking, always agitating, disturbing. Okay. Yeah, in case of, we'll see two examples. That is Duryodhana. It is because of this person entire Mahabharata happened. And everybody told Duryodhana, stop this, give the lands to Pandavas, five Pandavas, five Pandavas. This war wouldn't happen. He was totally obstinate. Was totally abstinent. No, he did not even listen. Even Ravana also. Many people told him, like, you have to return back Sita Devi. He's not at a state to listen. It's because of uncontrolled mind, obstinate mind. Doesn't let us to do good things. Okay, I'll finish in 2 minutes. Only 2 slides. Life lesson: the mind is naughty and haughty. Naughty is flickering, does the things, but when we are and the mind is educated, trained, the naughtiness will go away. There is haughty, that is arrogancy. That is comes off like, why are you telling me? Who are you to tell me? That is arrogancy. That comes out of false ego. So the mind is naughty and haughty. This has to be controlled. This is the last one. Life lesson: the mind makes us spin like dirty laundry and leaves us dirtier. So that's why It is essential in the path of yoga. Even a person to live a happy life in this world, one has to have good control of our mind. Forget about liberation, not even liberation, just to live a happy life from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. window, just to live a pleasant, happy life, one has to have a good control of mind. Otherwise, it will leave us dirtier. But the same mind, when properly trained in the practice of yoga, Ashtanga Yoga or Bhakti Yoga, through the process of Bhakti Yoga, chanting the holy names of the Lord, listening to devotional disclosures of spiritual disclosures, all the ninefold practices of Bhakti Yoga we'll see later. Now, by practicing Bhakti Yoga, bringing God in our life, the mind can be easily controlled. The mind can be easily controlled. It appears that it is hard to control mind, but it is so easy with the process of devotional service, Bhakti Yoga or Ashtanga Yoga, any yoga. So it is essential. Okay, with that, I'll stop here. Thank you all for patiently listening, and feel free to share your thoughts and realizations. Thank you all very much for attending. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu.